We are rolling. Monday Night Beers is back again.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
420.
Whoop, whoop.
And gnarly with the appropriate green behind him here on 420.
You're excited.
We man.
Gnarly's got a good angle, man. I feel like Gnarly knocks it out of the park because he's got the downward angle. It's giving him a good. He's lit well. I already complained that I look like this outdoor lighting. My face looks like I'm a 30-year hardcore alcoholic with a failing liver, and that may be true, but I don't think that's the case.
My shit changes colors. What you
Mm-hmm.
need, baby? What you need?
Got it.
That's what I need.
Well, we also the four of us were all on a traditional non-recorded Zoom hang with our ladies over the weekend, and I was telling, I think definitely Gnarly and Pop for sure, but every time I've been on one of those Zoom hangs, we've only done a few of them. Somehow we spiral out. We were up till like 3:30 that morning, just getting fucking hammered. And it's no good, dude. Sunday was an absolute wash for me. And then I still felt a little fucking weird, you know?
What else were you going to do?
I don't know. But I have not been getting that. I mean, I've been having a trajectory of fucked upness, and the Zoom hangs just launched me somehow. I don't know.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. Like, I did a trivia night that ended up, I got annihilated. I think you drink faster when you're in these digital social situations. Yeah, during our couples happy hour, I ripped through way more whiskey than I usually would because I had, Melissa made us like 2 fat old fashions, and I think afterwards we still had our normal hard alcohol cocktails, which doubles up everything.
So we've got some topics and things that people are looking to discuss here, as always with us. While we have some beers.
I got to tell you, I really like the direction for the program that this is headed. This open questionnaire, I think it lets the audience drive what the conversation's going to be about.
Well, it's like, if one of these dudes or ladies were hanging out with us, this might be something they want to talk about. It just works.
It's absolutely correct. And I think it'd be really nice down the line if we could, as things grow and progress, we could do live Monday Night Beers where the questions will pop up in the live chat, and then we can hash those out as they blow past.
I know Pop Man has been very open about the fact he doesn't think we should have questions from the audience at all. He wants
what? I didn't say that.
I don't want to talk about their stuff.
This first one comes from a man, a good brother named Todd Dank, and this is going to be an interesting one because none of us have children or want them, as far as I know. Here we go. When is the appropriate age to tell your teenage kids all the dumb stuff you did as a kid without giving them any ideas of dumb shit to get into or how to get away with it to keep them from making the same mistakes?
I think
I got this, man.
Go ahead, Dar.
Sorry. You tell them another friend did it and they went to jail. Just always end it like that. Just say so-and-so did this. They ended up in jail.
I mean, maybe they had a great time, but the fact of the matter is they're still doing 15 up the hill.
That's a good take.
Great
I like
laugh.
that. That's a good angle. I would have just said 30, like once they've got a lot of it out of their system. Don't give them any excuse to do anything. Because you used to be like, yeah, when I was 27, I was still, your old dad was smoking meth with, with Uncle Harvey. And, when we quit, and this kid's like going to hear that at 26 and be like, oh, well, I better start doing hard drugs.
He's talking about teenage kids, though. He was like, when do I tell my teenage kids? Pop, thoughts?
Probably like, I don't know, 15, 16. Not to say that they're allowed to do it, but if you're just going to be honest with them, right?
Say as I do, not as I do, or whatever the fuck the saying is.
Do as I say, not as I do, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I still think if me as a youngster, I'm going to take any opportunity I can. And then if I get in trouble for something that was already told to me as something done by a parental figure, I'm gonna ask, like, when I get busted, like, what did you get? Did you get in trouble for this? Was there punishment? And Dad's like, well, no, we didn't get caught. I'm like, well, so you didn't want to get in trouble. You got to let me skate too, man.
Well, see, I was a good boy, so I never got in trouble. But I didn't drink and smoke till I was in my 20s, so this is an unrelatable topic to me.
I think what you're describing is a nerd.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. I was a pretty cool guy.
Hey, nerds. Jesse Pop at Hey Nerds. Pop, we're having the same beer, man. We're having a Sierra Nevada Hazy.
Nice.
Yeah, we should alert all the listeners what cocktails everyone's having.
I'm hitting the Tito's and La Croix.
Nice.
Today I've got some Pabst. Just a good old-fashioned Pabst.
I've also got a little Jack Daniel's sidecar, but
What's wrong with that?
Lamoric on Instagram, best TV show to pregame to. I don't know, pregame, like, what does that mean exactly?
Like before you go out?
Yeah,
Everyone's
maybe.
like kicking at the pad before?
I would say there's two ways.
Waiting on people to show up before you leave?
Yeah, there's two ways. It could either be pregame, what you watch before you go out and party, or what do you pregame before you watch the show? Like, do you get fucked up before you watch Game of Thrones or something?
There's also, but I think this person I know is a listener of We Watch Wrestling, and there is a term we have used on that show called pre-show, which is like, I had too much pre-show, so I like couldn't pay attention for the first couple matches.
Yeah.
So they mean like, what shows do you like to watch when you're getting fucked up? I think they maybe said pre-game, but they meant pre-show. Yes. So basically, is there shows that you're like, okay, now I'm kind of feeling it, I'll throw on this.
Eastbound's an easy, quick answer for me, for sure. I mean, if I'm banged up and sitting by myself, like that's when I'm like, oh, I haven't watched Eastbound in a while. And the debauchery of that program just lends itself to not feeling bad about anything that I'm personally doing at the time.
you know, sometimes like if I come home kind of drunk and I just want to unwind for a few more beers before I go to bed, I might just put on a movie I've seen a million times, like No Country for Old Men or something, or like a cheesy action movie.
Yeah.
Or like an old Rockford Files or something you can just kind of, I try not to start anything I haven't seen before if I've been drinking, because then the next morning you wake up and you're like, I have to rewatch that again because I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of like, I usually will go for something comfortable, you know, like that you already know. Or nowadays, I will sometimes either kick on Disney Plus and look for some of the weird old shit on there.
Yeah.
Or I have there's an app called Night Flight that's just full of like cult movies and concert films and weird shit. So sometimes I'll just like start, but usually what happens is at that point, then you're just scrolling the whole time because you can't fucking figure out what.
Yeah.
Or I'll just not on TV. I'll just sit on my computer and watch YouTubes of like old baseball games or like cooking, how to make an omelet or shit.
I definitely have a trajectory when Melissa goes to bed, and it's like I pull the recliner chair up close to the TV so it's quiet and get in my zone. I'll watch like one thing, and it's usually like a sports type thing, whether it be a documentary or I find like one of those old NFL films like about Steve Largent or something. But then after that, I'm direct to YouTube, and I couldn't tell you a lot of it. I don't even know what it is, but I'm up watching it for like 2 hours. Michael Jordan highlights are a favorite. Anything NBA lists, like top crossovers, like that is something that is really dangerous because it's a bottomless pit rabbit hole that you could stay up till 6 a.m.
And then do you wake up in the morning and work on your crossover? Do you go down to the park and try to break some ankles?
I'll tell you what, if there was still, like I've got a hoop at the complex. If there was NCAA tournament this year, like that things like that will get me pumped up. I'll have like 4 beers while I watch some games, and then I go downstairs set my phone up and you see the world's greatest 44-year-old basketball player dropping it on myself.
Gnarly, what do you like to watch?
Live performances are just bands. If I'm tuned up, just throw that shit on way too loud, stare at it. Or like a lot of soccer, like scout videos. Like if I know Liverpool are like interested in somebody, there's like YouTube compilations where they're not scoring or anything, but it's just them doing like the dirty work, like the way like they are in certain like setups and shit like that. I like getting shit faced and just like staring at it. It's pretty cool, man. I'm like, oh, that's what a scout does. I'm scouting right now.
I like that. That is one of my favorite things. Like I did a fantasy dynasty trade for DJ Chark, and I love when I get a new player, and then I go on YouTube and I watch all their college tape. I watch all their different years of highlight reels. And it's like it's a new guy. I want to see what my new guy's all about.
Yeah. Rob Lobster 43. Good old Rob Sacuzo. If you could bring back one artist or band from the dead to have one last show that you could attend, who are you reviving, Gnarly Zach?
Thin Lizzy.
Strong.
Original lineup, done.
Strong.
Yeah.
I think I have to say Led Zeppelin. As much as Thin Lizzy is a great answer, I think just based on my history, that's the only choice I can make.
That's really tough for me. Thin Lizzy's a great answer. Led Zeppelin, of course. I mean, that's an epic event. You got to see that. I'm not a huge Beatles guy. I would be good, but it wouldn't be something that would get me really going. Pop Man, what do you think?
Ooh, there's a lot of I don't know. Maybe like the first answer that popped into my head was like the other day I was just listening to Sam Cooke live at Harlem Square Club.
Yeah.
Which is a great live album.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would just go to what are like James Brown live at the Apollo, or like the Louvin Brothers. I'd like to have seen the Louvin Brothers live.
Yeah.
There's a lot of possible answers.
I think if I get kind of my choice, that's tough. Maybe like a Tupac, like in a 200-seat club, like a 200 capacity, small, but just you get to see Tupac come out just all fire and venom and just bang out like every hit and done. He's dead again, which I guess is what that hologram did.
Jojo Allen, any 420 traditions? I like to get together with my best friends and smoke a super fat blunt. Obviously, that won't be happening this year. For me, I used to just always like to listen to the Jim Rome show because Rome was like, you couldn't really tell. It seemed like he was anti, but he would just always do a whole thing on Stoner Christmas where you smoke tree, you don't have a tree. Had like a bunch of bits that he would do. It was always great. But
well, I don't really smoke pot, so every once in a while, or like an edible. But most of my pot stories are just me wishing I hadn't smoked pot. And then eating 8 pounds of food. So that's mine.
I think that's a lot of people's experience.
Yeah.
I'm not like a weed culture guy, so I guess I would just use it as an excuse to start drinking early. Like it's 420.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be high, I might as well have some light beers at noon. But I think that's.
I got 120 nuggets last year from Chick-fil-A. That was the first time I did that.
Oh yeah.
It was good. It was a great day.
It was great until you ate all of them and then wanted to die on Monday. Remember, you had to go to the hospital or the doctor like the next week because you ate all those Chick-fil-A nuggets.
I went and got that physical, and I went to the physical all fucked up.
Oh, you bought 120 chicken nuggets. I thought you meant 120 like weed nuggets or something.
Oh, no.
I'm such a fucking narc. I don't know what the hell's going on.
No, he ate all 100.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
All 120 in what, 3 days, Gnarly?
Yeah, then I tried to do it again just because like Marina was going out of town. I was seeing Liam Gallagher the night before, and I was like, I'm just gonna get fucked up, get a tray of nuggets for 2 days, and like not have to go out. And I couldn't even finish, so I think I threw away like 30 of them.
Was that a fucking year ago that we saw Liam?
No, that was in October.
Oh,
I think, yeah, it was October. But I did the first time I did the nuggets was a 420 last year, and I also hit that grocery store Superior, and I got that 24 pack of the White Castles.
What do you know? We're coming up. The clock's ticking down. I don't know how many seconds are left.
Oh, I went early.
420 on 420.
Yeah,
Bernsey,
damn.
Do you want to take the ones from over on Power Moves and that? Those are all the Monday Night Beer questions.
Oh yeah, I'll take them up. Let me take my hit.
Damn.
Gnarly's dying.
Fuck. I had like 40 milligrams before this too. I started feeling it. I was playing FIFA.
Mm-hmm.
I got this. It's called Dread Bread. I don't know if that's good or not. Has anyone ever tried the Dread Bread?
Dread. I try to stay away from the strains that have negativity in the name.
No, dread, like Rastafarian.
Got it.
Dread bread. It's like that's all they need to eat, man.
I drove by a weed store today at 8:50 a.m. exactly, and there were a bunch of people lined up outside. Fucking losers. There's a huge line. Just all stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? No one's working. You should have got all this shit over the weekend. Like, you save $20. Stock up. Be a good stoner.
Pop, did you watch The Last Dance?
What's that?
That's the Jordan Bulls documentary.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I had I don't have cable. I tried to figure it out. I don't have. I got like Hulu and shit, but I guess you need an actual cable provider to watch it, so I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, my suggestion. It's fantastic, by the way. It's like for me, it's every last drop of anything I could ever want as far as a television show goes. And they're going to take their sweet time. And I was concerned that 10-part doc was going to be a little overkill, but it's not. The way it's done, it's so good. For you, Pop, I was still thirsty for more after I watched the first 2 episodes last night. And I got that sad, like, oh man, just give them all to me now. But I would just wait until it's all dropped and then get that ESPN Plus and get a week free trial and just knock out all 10 episodes.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait till maybe there's even halfway through and I'll get like Sling for free for like a week and just like plow through it. But,
yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Definitely the way to go. But I mean, it's like stuff like that. I try not to sweat anymore because you can only watch so much stuff and you'll appreciate it when it comes back around.
I hope they have. We need to call the ambulance. What?
All right. This is from the @Power Moves podcast. Questions for us. Why is Heineken an airplane beer? What is the earliest acceptable time to start drinking on a non-holiday, NFL Sunday? That's from STAED. Let's take the first one first. Why is Heineken an airplane beer? Why do we call it that?
Because it's only generally acceptable to drink when you're on an airplane. Because
I like it.
No, it's good. It's not. It just became a joke because it's the beer that's always on flights, and it's better than like Miller Lite or, you know.
But I feel like they have everything though. I feel like you can get a Miller.
I generally fly Delta,
Yes.
and then it sucks, but that's the main hub is back home. But they just have like Miller Lite, like Bud Light, like orange, like Shock Top or some shit, and then it's like I'd rather just have a Heineken, or I'll get.
I'm
like
not sure why Jesse's trying to start a feud with VIP on Swole right now here by coming out against Miller Lite so prominently. It's funny. Like,
I'm just not. I'm not gonna like turn it down. It's just not my. I prefer Heineken to that, I guess.
But it's weird to me because when Pop first said that that's airplane beer, it resonated and I laughed, but I never really thought like. I guess it's just a beer that's always been available on planes. I think increasingly now you can get fucking microbrews and shit, but there was a time when it was like, do you want the nice beer? That's Heineken, or do you want the beer that's not supposed to be as nice or whatever? But.
And he's not wrong. He's so spot on because over and over and over again, I have always got Heinekens on airplanes, and I never buy it for home. Once in a while, I'll buy like 12-pack cans. I like the Heineken can because it kind of looks like a green barrel. The cool
But
vibe.
it's kind of funny, like at bars and stuff. A lot of times you don't even see it at bars now.
No,
You
but
get
when I,
Amstel Light forever, but there's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
Heineken,
yeah, when I sit down in an airplane, what do you want? It's always 2 Dewar's if they've got them, or 2 like whatever blended Scotch and a Heineken. That's my round.
Yeah. I think the time in the morning that you can start drinking, that's geographic for me. Am I in Las Vegas? Am I in quarantine? Am I in some other way under duress or on vacation? Then it don't matter. It could be when my eyes open.
Okay, well, this is I think what he's getting at is, and maybe he's got someone at home that he's trying to prove a point to. So I want to give him I want to give him defense.
7:30 in the morning. Then
I want to give him defense tools. Yeah, he specifies non-holiday, non-NFL Sunday, so it's just like a regular day.
well,
Sunday?
as long as you don't make a habit of it. No,
Yeah, you don't
I-
gotta drive or go anywhere.
On like a random day, you can kind of drink a beer whenever you want. If you're not doing it like sometimes on like a Saturday or like a Sunday, I'll have a beer at like 10:30.
Oh yeah,
Go to a restaurant that has the beer available.
Yeah,
That
because
early.
you'll do that at brunch sometimes, and that doesn't mean you start drinking for the whole rest of the fucking day. But so I was like, I feel like I have a beer right now.
It's very situational and case by case. But if you're handling your business, generally speaking, you're handling your business, then you can do what you want.
Yes, that's what I believe anyway.
but if you want a number, I'm going to say 10 o'clock. Just like 10 o'clock you might get a look from someone you cohabitate with, but I think that 11 o'clock, there should be no looks, and you can have no problem whatsoever.
Yeah,
It's
like
Sunday,
They're sipping wine down at the church at mass at 8 a.m. Get out of here.
sipping wine at the church. Every bougie brunch place, people are sucking down mimosas at 8 a.m. Guys on the golf course are cracking at 5 a.m. So I think 10 is completely acceptable, but and you might have to fight for it. But 11 o'clock, that's when you can be like, look, baby.
The day is burning away.
Yeah, it's lunch. It's lunchtime for some people.
We're losing daylight here.
yeah,
Blasted.
during my brief run of working at Home Depot a few months ago, I was working midnights, and then I would get home at like 6:37. I was like, I'm gonna have a beer, and Emily was like, you can't have beer so early. I was like, I just worked like 9 hours at Home Depot. I'm having a beer even though it's 7 in the morning.
Yeah, that's your happy hour, dude.
Yeah.
That's a good point of discussion, Pop. Especially, us, the three of us, and gnarly honorary, of course, Michigan boys. You had people who worked in the plants in everyone's neighborhood who went to the bar at when does third shift get out? Is it 6?
Roughly, yeah.
You work in a car, work in an auto plant, you get out at like 6 a.m. And there are specific bars in blue-collar Midwestern towns that exist solely for the purpose of cats to hit there at 6 a.m. And like that's their nighttime. So
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few out here. There's one on the La Puente that I knew about, like for sure, and they would close at 2 but open at 6 because it's like a real industrial area. So that's like where all like the graveyard shift guys would go in the morning,
yeah,
right off the freeway.
And then in
6 a.m. Boom.
Hollywood, Los Feliz, you got the drawing room, which is more just for kind of night crawlers.
Yeah. Or
Right.
night crawlers.
they're also a lot of their clientele in the Los Angeles scenario. They are getting off work, but they're trust fund kids, and work for them is doing X all night at fucking speakeasy. So like they're off work too,
I always kind
They
of
put on
wanted
their
to.
big hat and their fucking gown with the flowy dress. They dance like this all night, and they gotta relax in the drawing room.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think Pop and I both thought about times like when the Lions were playing in London or something to try to use that as an excuse to go there and see what it was like at 6 a.m. But I don't think I ever did.
I always figured it'd be either fun or just depressing, or it would just infuriate me, depending on who was there. And I don't know.
I did go, and I've spoken on this before. I went on a Thanksgiving to see the Lions play at Public House, and I think it was an 11 o'clock start here, and Public House didn't open till 11:30, so I hit drawing at I think 9 after I got my turkey in the oven, just to go see the tip of the game, beginning of the game, and drawing room was happening and jammed with just what I described. Hit people who love cocaine and are fucking rich kids, and they have nothing to do other than stay at the bar all day. Like, if you got shit to do on Monday, you can't stay up on Saturday night until 6 a.m. because you're still dog shit Monday. You are annihilated. Like, I could never grasp that. Like, well, I don't got to work today. Well, like, your Sunday is ruined, man. Because you went to the drawing room at 6? What are you doing? What are you thinking? Okay, moving on. PBR or Coors Original?
Coors.
I would say
Coors in the bottle.
Yeah, I think I prefer PBR unless we're talking about Coors Light. So I'm going to go PBR.
I was intrigued by this, and I had to procure alcohol for the program today. So I got, and I'll show you the can. It's real dope.
I think I have that same 12-pack. Yeah, I got that.
These are fire, and I never ever buy Coors. And I got this because I know I can picture what PBR tastes, but Coors doesn't have a Miller Lite. I can picture Bud Light, but I wanted to see if this would trigger anything.
Well, it's funny. PBR was kind of like genius in that you never saw it anywhere till like, do you remember Vince in like 03, 04? It just started showing up in bars as like the $1.50 beer. Like you go to Lager House and it would be $1.50. So everyone just started drinking it because it was the cheapest one. And then it became sort of, it had cachet as like a hipster beer, but it's really just because, you know.
Whoever fucking reignited that entire brand.
Yeah,
deserves. You gotta hope was recognized in some form or fashion.
Well, if you recall, I remember even in Chicago when I lived there, and this would be early 2000s, they were starting to do small marketing campaigns in bars and things where they had hip like soccer scarves that were PBR, or like socks, like stuff that young cats would like, and that started to push it. What I don't like about PBR now is that if you go to a standard grocery store, their price point is similar to a Budweiser or a any other domestic, and it used to be the cheap beer. Now it's just treated. And that's not
I remember when we first moved to New York doing gigs at like pianos, and PBR would be like $5. I'd be like, "What the fuck is this shit?" It's like $5 is like not even the high. I was like, man, I was like, New York City.
Yeah. So Burns, is it Coors Original for you or is it PBR?
This is very good. This is close. This is just close to a Miller Lite. There's just that kind of blank taste. It's. I feel like PBR has a sweetness. Am I wrong?
It does have a little bit of. I was laughing at Jesse Pop running out of the room. I think PBR and but more so Miller High Life, which I love and have probably drank more of than any other beer, does have a sweetness to it. Yeah. I would
say High Life's an easy answer as far as that goes, but I'm just not a Coors guy. I've got to stick with PBR. I think this was a novelty purchase. I'll drink them all. It's enjoyable. I'd rather have a Coors over a Coors Light, to be honest. Just now having this discussion, I'm like, oh, this is more pleasurable to me than a Coors Light.
Looks like Monday Night Beers are split right down the middle. There's two Coors and two PBRs here.
This is from CD Stackhouse. Spaz, that's all capital letters. Maybe I don't get the reference. Or Charles Bronson. Anyone know what Spaz is?
Spaz is a band.
Yeah. Wait, so what's the question?
Spaz or Charles Bronson?
For me, Spaz, but Charles Bronson is also a great band.
Wait, Charles Bronson is a band? We're not talking about...
We're talking about two hardcore bands here.
Okay.
Cool names.
Spaz. And Gnarly says Spaz, and
I don't know it all, so I got to say Charles Bronson because it's a very cool name.
That was a great name.
That's one of the coolest names I've ever heard.
And a good band.
I never got a does anyone know what this means? This is from Hannah Eileen Cottle. What's everyone's Russian doll style reboot song? Does anyone know what that means?
I think she's
Negative.
referring to that show Russian Doll, but I never saw it.
Reboot song. Yeah, I've
I
never
think
seen it.
you know what I think, because Georgia watched this show, and I think what it is the person sort of keeps reliving a day or something like that, and each time it starts again, a song goes.
Kind of
It's
like
the
Groundhog
same
Day.
song. What's that?
Kind of like Groundhog Day.
When the
always-
radio goes off and
Yeah,
it's the same song.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's like what song? I don't know. I guess.
Yeah. Would I have to know what the program is? If you ask this question, if you give us a follow up, we'll answer it on the Power Moves program. But we can't do that right now. An oldie but a goodie. Fuck, marry, kill. Well, you got to tell us who the three people are. That's not.
Just
Yeah.
fuck, marry, kill.
Is it like us?
Are they implying that
do
we
each
do
other?
it?
I'm not killing anyone. I'm not killing anyone, or fucking any of you guys, or marrying any of you. So
Hey.
it doesn't matter.
Come on.
It's from there we go. It's from Mikey Avila.
Yeah.
Little shout out, Monday Night Beers crew member.
Yeah.
We gotta get
Mhm.
him on the
We
program.
might see him on the program, no doubt.
Be very
Mike?
nice. Have you guys picked up any new hobbies or skills, or maybe revisited some old ones? Miss you boys. Stay safe. All our love to Mikey.
Yeah. What's up, Mike?
Mike, who's also the guitar player in a band called Cross Control.
Oh, of course.
And my main hobby that I've really just thrust myself into is drinking, I feel like, but no other like old hobbies I don't think have kicked up, or new ones either.
I've started playing online poker again. Just to make a little extra, try to make a little extra money since my income is dried up. And just reading and hanging out. I'm not like woodworking or anything, or I don't know.
I always made like condiments and shit, but this has made me be able to go hog wild. Today I showed Gnarly. I made this little, just beautiful jar of. I took a whole head of garlic. I took all the cloves out and crushed them, and I packed them into a jar with extra virgin olive oil and red hot the chili pepper flakes. So I'm gonna make garlic chili oil. Gnarly saw it. That's dynamite. That's gonna be.
It looks great.
I'm just gonna dip bread right in that fucking jar. It's gonna be off the chain, but other than that,
I've just been making BLTs and fried rice, dude.
are you still doing fried rice?
Yeah, I think my best one was Saturday. 'Cause I actually let the rice sit out for 24 hours, just like full on, like, so it's not sticky or nothing like that. And it was badass. And I added like a raw ginger, skinned that shit up, then I shredded it with the cheese grater and threw it in there with the jalapenos, the garlic, the minced garlic, and the onion. It was good, dude.
Nice.
That fish I had, it was badass. That's why I was late to the happy hour call Saturdays. I was fucking drunk as shit making fried rice.
I think that's a good move is take one thing, like instead of like a hobby with different moving parts. I just love like you're just making fried rice like 10 batches, perfecting one thing.
I'm just trying to lock it in, dude. So like someone comes over and just like, you want some fried rice, dude? And they end up like really liking it. And I'm like, yeah, I made it.
Yeah, then you can tell them exactly how that works. I love it. This is from Papa Timber 99. Rooting for Tampa Brady to have success or go down in flames. Easy for me. I want Tom Brady to kill it in Tampa Bay. I want him to feed O.J. Howard and Chris Godwin all they can eat, unless O.J. Howard gets traded. And again, I like Brady. It's just like I'm not a Patriots fan, so this is anything that shakes up the NFL is dynamite to me.
I think it'd be kind of funny if he did well.
Yeah.
It'd also be kind of funny if he sucked.
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of it could go either way. Well,
Yeah.
there's also the assumption that we'll even be having a season in a few months. But
You shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man.
Dirty, pretty little mouth pop, man.
I'm not
gonna
saying
happen,
that's
bro.
what I want to happen. I'm just
Hot man. Yeah, I don't know that I really care. It's like it'd be cool to see the guy who kind of got forced out. Stick it to the old team, but
Right.
Brady is also some kind of Trump robot. I don't really give a shit about him.
Yeah.
Never had a tomato.
Never
I
had a
want him
tomato.
I want him to make the playoffs and then lose like really badass,
Yeah.
like at home, and just be like, ha ha. And then anybody's, he's gonna come back, man. He's not.
Now, when you say lose really badass, are you talking about like LT on Theismann's leg badass? Or
No, just like they get their ass kicked. Like they just get their the shit beat out of them. Like it's not even a close game.
Or like they get to the playoffs, he blows his knee out, and they got to bring in the gunslinger Brett Favre.
Yes.
He's like a kid out there.
I mean,
He loves his Wrangler.
that's a dream scenario. He comes out of the tunnel, the fucking just like he's like Mike Tyson.
He's just
Go ahead, Pop.
no. I'm sorry. No, good.
Have you guys seen the ad with Favre and Jerry Rice for like copper, like
Yes.
like a knee brace that's like made out of copper, or like a
Oh
back
my
brace that's
God.
got copper in it, and they're like out like playing some fucking touch football, and
Are the braces sick? Do they look cool?
I mean they just look like.
Is it a buy
whatever.
one get one situation, or is it just one?
I feel like there may be some kind of deal to be made.
They're not like, oh, you get the wrist one, you get the knee one with the back.
It's a snake oil situation, dude.
Oh, athletes love junk science to the max. They love the magnets. They love all that shit.
Yeah, it's very much that the stuff MLB pitchers drape around their necks, like all those copper magnets and just all that shit. And I don't know what they think it's going to do.
Oh my
Well,
god.
go ahead and look up this commercial because it's worth seeing with those two idiots.
Oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
I've seen it, and it's like Brett Favre, man. You know better. You have to know fucking better.
I mean, you always think it's dumb, but at the same time, they probably roll up. It's like a 12-hour shoot.
Yeah.
And then they get like a $500,000 or something. So
Yeah.
it's like you think you don't need it, but it's like who wouldn't do that? I mean,
That just reminded me, like the money part. I watched Screwed yesterday with Norm Macdonald and Dave Chappelle and Danny DeVito.
oh wow, okay.
You guys seen that? It was on Netflix. I was like threw it on randomly. I was like, what the? It was good, dude.
Oh.
Did I
You froze
freeze up?
We can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear
though.
me?
Yeah.
I just thought you stopped moving.
Just keep rolling. We can hear you.
Yeah, I got a beach ball situation here. That's not good.
Oh yeah, a beach ball on your balcony?
I think he's talking about his face.
Damn, he jumped.
Man, where Burns it go, man? I'm telling you, 420 was too much for him.
Now's the time. Now's the time to say what we always wanted to say about Burns. We got like 30 seconds to fuck this guy up.
Birds.
Come on, MPB, get back in here.
Birds.
Damn.
Help.
He's
Pop,
probably like, what? Go ahead, sorry.
Did you watch the One-Eyed Jimmy movie?
I have not yet, but you said it's good.
You gotta
It's so
see
weird.
it.
I have never even. I looked at the cast. It's weird. I've never even heard of that before.
It's yeah, I randomly found it on Amazon and I couldn't believe that it was a fucking it's got everybody.
And we're back.
Both Turturos. We still can't see you, dude.
Yeah, it's still.
It should. It should show me.
Well,
Burns.
Weird.
We can't see you, man.
I mean, it ain't even showing me a picture or nothing.
Nah, it's just darkness.
Huh.
But I am on season 2 of that Sunderland Till I Die show. It's pretty hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Because they got a new owner who ends up buying it from these American dudes, and their whole business model they keep saying the whole time was, we just send the bill to the owner, and he just like writes it off in Florida without paying attention. And it's this new owner being like, "How is this all happening?" He's like, "Who uses cryogenic? Like it's like cryo, like the thing that freezes you,
Yeah.
like for like therapy." And he's like, "Who uses it?" And they're like, "Oh, nobody." He's like, "We're paying $100K like for this shit. Like what the fuck?" And just him going like through a list of shit. And then one of their players who's like just killing it ends up wanting to leave, and they can't afford to keep him. It's sad, dude. It's a good watch. Sunderland Till I Die.
Netflix or what?
Yeah, the first season's good, and then the second season right now so far has just been better.
Yeah.
Just knowing because they're still down there. Like they haven't like got promoted at all. They went from the EPL all the way down to League like 1 right now. It's fucked up.
Yeah, that Last Dance show. I've only watched the first one. There was the first two were on last night, but I only caught one of them. But it's like Jordan's just sitting there with a fucking big glass of whiskey. His eyeballs are as bloodshot as any eyeballs I've ever seen, and he's just basically fucking saying what for around.
So
all
where are they at right now? Is he still in college, or is he?
No, so they
how are they doing this?
It kind of like this. The first episode went between like his sort of rookie first couple of years and like 97, 98. They're sort of going back and forth between the two. But yeah, there's just some, like just the way he talks about stuff, you can just tell, he obviously is fucking major league alpha, as you might imagine.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, you gotta be to be that fucking good, dude.
Right?
Who do you know who's like that good at something? Who's like chill? Like, is there?
Michael Jordan of comedies right here, Jesse Pop.
Dunking from the free throw line, baby.
No, man, you are chill as shit. Hey,
Yeah. He's connecting his audio. We can't hear you yet.
No.
There we go.
hey.
He had a costume change.
Oh, no, it's the same I had at.
Oh.
No, my camera just pooped it, so I had to switch laptops. Oh, we were in the middle of something. What were you boys talking about while I dig this up?
We talked about some films and some shows. We had a real hard time without you, man.
Well,
About
let's segue right into better movie, Speed or The Fugitive?
Fugitive.
Which one is Fugitive?
Harrison Ford. Chicago.
I'm going Speed, man.
Oh man, I don't know, gnarly.
Here
You got,
comes.
Dennis Hopper, hot Sandra Bullock, Keanu, dude.
I've never seen either of them in their entirety.
Are you serious?
Wow, you constantly do this. You just drop this shit on us all the time, and it's like you're a cool guy. You hang out with us.
Was that part of being straight edge? You couldn't watch Speed or Fugitive?
I must have just been busy doing cool shit. I couldn't go to the theater.
That's very possible. It's very possible because, seriously, because like you've played in bands and like you were making records and shit, while I was probably just sucking down beers and like drunk in the parking lot going into the Quad in Saginaw, Michigan to see Speed. Like I wasn't doing anything cool. Like I didn't have artistic things to pursue.
Yeah, but I don't. It's not a badge of honor. Like I'm not like, yeah, I didn't see those. I just haven't fucking seen some of that shit. I don't know. I don't know what the cause is.
No Fast Five.
Mm.
No Fast. You haven't seen any Fast and Furious movies.
I haven't seen them.
I've only seen the first one. That's it. And I told you I got made fun of because I was like, I like the Jetta. And everyone's like, you like the Jetta?
Man, that's like we should sit. You just got to start on like 4. You watch 4 through 8. Skip the other shit. You don't need those. Don't need those. Oh, I have to pick. This is one I gotta go. I gotta be honest with myself. I'd like to say Fugitive Pop, man, but man, if the Fugitive's just on in the middle of the day, I don't know. But if Speed's on, that's easy to jump into.
See, I'm going the other way around. If Speed's on, I'm like, I don't know, Fugitive. I'm sitting down.
Here's what I'll say.
What color is that?
No.
I'm just gonna do my impression of Fugitive anyway.
Fugitive I will say, is better, but I like Speed more. I realize I feel that way about a lot of things. I feel like that's a common trend is some people, I think that's the difference between people who think about things and like really have passion about music or food or movies is where you can differentiate where something, it's better, but that doesn't mean you like it more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's some places, nice restaurants that have a cheeseburger and it's just kind of just a bland ass cheeseburger, but it's better. It's like a nice bun and they ground the meat maybe themselves. But
does Does that restaurant have Tommy Lee Jones?
Right.
Burnsy's talking about The Fugitive like it's a fucking art house picture. Right?
I was gonna ask him, where's that fucking burger at? Dude, where are you going where you get a weak ass burger like that at a fancy restaurant?
I'm saying like a nice restaurant might have a better ingredient cheeseburger, but like a diner burger, I'm going to take all day. I'm going to go over to Gold Star and get something for $5 or $6 over a $13 burger. Tastes better. I like it more.
Pop disagrees.
Objection overruled.
Look, I'm just saying there might be cigarettes that are better than Winston Lights. You can realize that that's a more expensive, better cigarette, but that's what you like better is the Winstons. God damn it, I'm not going to win this fucking argument. All right. Should I take a job at Fred Meyer stocking shelves on Graveyard since I got laid off?
At where?
Fred Meyer.
Fred Meyer.
It's kind of like I think it's like a grocery store. I forget what region it is.
I mean, as long as you're not at risk and you need to work, if you don't have to work, I wouldn't work.
Yeah, if you can get away with not working, don't. But if they give you protective gear and shit and it's on the level, then I take it.
But it also seems like this is sort of optimal if they're saying they're working the overnight.
Yeah.
Because it seems like you'd have contact with a lot less people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like that's optimal. And I mean, if you got to take a job, you got to take a job. Don't feel bad about that or like worry about like, well, is it the right thing? Like you got to pay rent. You got to feed your family.
Yeah. I mean, but I wouldn't be rolling the dice if it doesn't seem safe.
No, I'm not. Don't say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just saying. But if you need the dough and it seems fine, then just go ahead and knock it out. Now's probably the best time to. I mean, it's probably
We'll say good luck. Use your best judgment.
This is Monday Night Beers, man. You know.
Got no good answer for that one. Ooh, I like this. This is fun. Roadhouse or Point Break?
I got to go Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Roadhouse is the one that's like I can just fucking at any moment just dial right in there. It's hard. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Also, Roadhouse has Ben Gazzara.
Yes.
And
that
Terry
guy from
Funk.
Cyborg is in Point Break.
Who?
The bad guy from Cyborg.
Oh yeah.
Gosh. He plays one of the bullies with Anthony Kiedis.
Oh yeah.
Gnarly,
Point
you're
Break.
going Point Break?
100%.
Wow.
Johnny, you talk. Talk. Give me two. Gary Busey, man. Come on,
it's so hard. That's another one. I think that Point Break is a better produced film, but I prefer Roadhouse over Point Break. I got it by it's like 6-4 out of 10.
Both great movies.
Yeah, and that could change. Like you could come see me in like 2 years, and I could have a easy like Point Break easy because I burned out on Roadhouse or vice versa.
Pop, what'd you say?
Roadhouse.
Oh, okay.
You know it's gonna be. I was just like, you know, they just remade Point Break like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
They're gonna remake Roadhouse, and it's gonna be like fucking like Chris Pratt or somebody.
They were doing it right with Ronda Rousey, and then she got beat up, and they stopped it.
Ronda Rousey is.
Yeah, she was supposed to be like the Swayze character, and then she got her ass whooped. I think they pulled it, or like they just stopped whatever they were doing.
There is
I remember hearing that. I'm just saying.
There is a Roadhouse 2 that exists. You can watch it.
Is it with like Dolph Lundgren or something?
No, it's absolute dog shit. It's some nobody like 25-year-old or something. They tried to young it up. It's garbage. And I say that having never seen it. I just promise you. I can promise you it is the worst dog shit.
There's no chance. There's no chance.
There's no chance. Not in the circles that we run in that someone has never told me. They've never mentioned it, let alone said, dude, it's actually pretty good. Oh, you can watch it like fucked up on a Saturday with a couple beers. No, it's like it doesn't exist. There is Roadhouse 2 written by Carl Welzine, though, which is a a literary masterpiece. Pain still don't hurt. Yeah, let's see. Andre Dubuchet, another.
Oh,
proud-
we got a question
Friend of
from
the show and
Dubuchet.
Monday Night Beers alumni.
The only guy to make me call out after Monday Night Beers.
Yeah, maybe it'd be. Would that happen if we did if we had him on the program here? Would all three of us leave and it'd just be you and Andre?
This be right here. It's like, dude, it's like 10 at night and still Rita's all pissed off.
And it's just like a 4-hour-long podcast.
Yeah.
Get right at me. We
God
talked
damn
about
it!
the same thing 4 times.
It's gonna take 3 days to upload that onto YouTube. Yeah, I think
What did Dubuchet ask?
nothing. He just said Village Tavern. I'm like, come on, man, just help. Give us.
He said Village Tavern.
Yeah, it's that picture of me in that Taco Bay tank top. You can't see that. He just said Village Tavern because that's where we were. We were at Village Tavern.
He doesn't know what's going on. He must not understand.
Rai of Lats wanted to say, let's talk about The Last Dance. We already did that. Ted Cata, is Brado the prototype for Dave? Yeah, he's definitely 50, not 50. I'm going to say good 30 to 40% of Dad Boner Dave stories are directly in response to some event in Brado's life. So, yeah, that's it. That's our questionnaire for the day, boys.
Oh no, they can't be.
What, you thought there was more?
No, I just I don't know. I was hoping.
Man, we're gonna have to think of something.
I just thought about
Guys.
remaking Point Break right now, like with the virus, and it's just like Swayze trying to surf, but they won't let him. Like him and his boys are just trying to find the perfect beach, wearing president mask. That's the only way you can remake it.
They got to go to Florida. That's where you can go to the beach still.
Yeah.
Burnsy's out.
Where's Bernsey going? What's he doing?
I
don't know, man.
Maybe it's time. We've been together for about an hour. It feels like we should carry on, but Burnsy's obviously got some problems, and
Is he taking a leak or something? What's he doing?
I don't know, man. Damn. What are you guys doing after this, dude?
The show was so strong last week.
Yeah.
After this,
Charger.
some more.
Getting his charge on. He's fighting the clock right now.
What is he doing?
I'm telling you, this 420 thing's got him.
You guys. Well, maybe it's just Burns.
That's some real
Maybe.
having some real technical problems today. And this one was gonna die too.
Burnsy, we only got a few more minutes here to fill as a family together. If there's something you want to introduce to the floor, we can discuss it.
I wanted to show off this jacket I got on today. It's at the Frito-Lay
Ooh.
embroidery. It's got that old school from like a sporting goods store tag on it. What is that, a Pro Fit?
Pro Fit, King Louis.
But look at this back piece.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Isn't that great?
Wow. Where did you get that?
This was a eBay purchase a few years ago. I never wore it. It had like a tag on it, stuffed in the closet, but I had to put something away today. I was like, I'll put that on. It's chilly outside. This logo is so prime and underused for some sort of bite, Vince. You need some We Watch Wrestling.
Yeah. It makes me want to go immediately on YouTube and watch the opening of Wild World of Sports. The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat.
This would be a tight Monday Night Beers. Do the MNB Monday Night Beers, and then beer.
Telling you, dude.
That's a nice piece of merch.
We're having a merch meeting.
Wait, so how's the combine gonna work with all this going on? Isn't that coming up?
Nothing.
they already happened?
Draft is soon, right?
Draft is on Thursday, which
So the
It's
combine already happened.
combine happened.
Oh, never mind then. I don't even fucking care.
No, but the draft, like, that is like the shit, and I'm into the nerd level where it doesn't have to be the TV show for me. They can just
So how are you
Listen.
negotiating if you're a draft pick right now? Because are they going to be lowballing people? Like, do they know that the season's not going to happen already, and they're not going to tell these fucking guys that shit?
no, they're gonna proceed as if the season's still happening. Everything's just gonna remain that way, and then if it gets put on pause, it's different. But this,
So what,
Excuse
Von
me.
Miller got it, right? He got the Rona.
yeah, Von Miller did get the Rona. No,
Gnarly,
they're not.
you're gonna
It's not
get like a panic attack. You need to stop talking all this shit about the NFL not happening. You're gonna freak Mike out.
I don't know what I'm going to do either. Is I need something to watch, because if football's not going to happen, then the other football's not going to happen.
Well, I know that Pop and Gnarly both have not seen this because you don't have ESPN, but they did a thing where it was like a game of horse that people were just like filming at their different. So it was like Chauncey Billups and
Yeah,
whoever the fuck, and they were just having this game of horse remotely from people's houses because ESPN has nothing to show.
Oh my God.
Was it badass or no?
It was very strange. I only watched about 15 minutes, but it was odd. to be
yeah. It was like if you were watching this and I was in the background shooting jump shots. The entertainment value was a little lacking. But I did on Sunday. I watched cornhole championships. They had those on. That was fun.
not a sport.
Well, they
It's
got-
not a sport.
What do the guys look like? What
They look like
are we
they
talking?
look like from our neck of the woods. Guys at a Michigan barbecue.
Yeah, not a sport. I think you're talking about beanbag toss. I don't call it cornhole. It's called beanbag toss. Well, gentlemen, we fucking had some beers.
I think it's come together once again.
We've talked to the topics and we've solved a couple problems, and here we are.
Here on a beautiful 420. And
Yeah.
we all got baked. Pop had a whiskey instead.
Yeah. Let's 427 is the next one, and
That's
then
right.
we'll pick what the drug that is for. PCP maybe.
All right, boys, we'll do it again real soon.
All right,
All
now.
Party.
Bye everybody. See ya.